See, I would like to get it here. How do you move that one? Yeah. Okay, okay. Don't worry. Let it be this. We will manage it. Welcome to Sunday Feast program. So, today's topic is how to get peace. Anyone has any thought about that? What is peace is first? First define peace. Then we'll see the solution how to get peace. And that solution we'll see from Bhagavad Gita. As you know, Bhagavad Gita is the gist of all Vedic literature. Any real life problem you have, the solution is there in Bhagavad Gita. You need to search it. So one of the problems in real life is people don't have peace nowadays. Isn't that true? So how to get peace? Anyone would think, what is peace is? Just anything comes into your mind, just tell. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, no wrong or right answer. Anything comes to your mind, just tell. What is peace? Somebody asks, what is peace? What does that basically mean? Mental state, yes, Prabhu. Mental state. So mental state defines peace. That's how we can say it. Anyone, anything else? Okay, very nice. So many thoughts come to the mind. If somehow we can control those, thoughts, some positive thoughts, some negative thoughts, then we are in peace. Yeah, that is also true. Anyone, anything else, bro? No anxiety. Yeah, very good. If you have no anxiety, then you are in peace. Yes, these are the symptoms of peace. Anyone else would like to say anything? For controlling thoughts. So, what is happiness, by the way? Anyone would like to say? What is happiness? Is the peace and happiness are the same or different? Yes, Prabhu? Happiness is? Satisfaction, yeah, that is true. But what is the difference between peace and happiness? Or what is the relationship between the two? Oh, very true, very correct. So, prerequisite of happiness is peace. Until unless you have peace, you can't become happy. I'm talking about here, happiness means not material happiness, by the way. We are not talking the material platform. Those things are there. Somebody gets some, lottery, okay, you become very happy. That is not happiness I'm talking about. I'm talking about here is spiritual happiness. That happiness when you get, it is there with you all the time. So peace is prerequisite for happiness. What is prerequisite for peace? What is prerequisite for peace? So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes all these things. In various chapters, Krishna describes what is the prerequisite for peace. So he says, prerequisite for peace is transcendental intelligence and steady mind. As you Prabhu mentioned, that the state of mind is very important to have peace. State of mind is very important to have peace. So transcendental intelligence and steady mind gives you peace. So there is a very nice sloka here in Bhagavad Gita. It says that I would have shown in that, but unfortunately this is not working, the screen is not working. But there is a nice sloka in chapter 2 of 66 text number of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says that Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. You can also Na chayuktasya bhavanam Na chabhyavatah shantir Ashantasya kuta sukham. So I'll read few times. So just listen carefully. I know you can't see that. I can see, you can't see. A bit difficult, but if you hear carefully, you will be able to get it. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya na chayutaksya bhavana na chabhyavatah shantir ashantasya kuta sukham. So I'll read the meaning of words. Na asti, there cannot be. Buddhi, transcendental intelligence. Ayuktasya, of one who is not connected with Krishna consciousness. Na, not. Cha, ayuktasya, of one who devoid of Krishna consciousness. And I just read the translation. One who is not connected with the Supreme. By the way, everybody has a mobile phone. If you just Google BG 2.66, you will get that. You know, you don't have to. If you have screen, of course, we could have projected you, but you can also see in your this thing, you know, in translation, you can read that. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? So Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita that the prerequisite for peace is transcendental intelligence and steady mind. Then only you can get peace. And if there is no peace, there is no question of happiness. Because as we have said, prerequisite for happiness is peace. So first you should have peace. Now why Krishna is telling the transcendental intelligence and steady mind? Are they related? What is transcendental intelligence? Is it material intelligence? No. What is transcendental? Which is beyond material. Beyond material. And steady mind. What kind of mind is steady mind? Whether you are in happiness or distress, you are unaffected. Whether it's heat or cold, you are unaffected. No? So many desires come in your mind, you are not unaffected by that. That is steady mind. That you have controlled your mind in such a way that your state is not changed. Neither you get happy, neither you get sorrow for that change. It will come, changes will come in your life, but you will not be affected. If you are not affected, then you have steady mind, not otherwise. Steady mind means one who has controlled the mind in such a way that whether it is heat or cold, happiness or distress, doesn't matter what it is. You know, all the duality of the life, you are unaffected from the duality. You are either rich or poor, doesn't matter. You are not affected by those changes. Then you have steady mind. You are happy whatever you have got. If you have got something, you are happy. If you don't have something, even then you are happy. That is the steady mind. So Krishna is telling, to get peace, the prerequisite is transcendental intelligence and steady mind. Why transcendental intelligence is required here? If the steady mind is that itself means everything. But there is a reason for that. What is transcendental intelligence? How you get that? You get transcendental intelligence only when you go through Vedic literature, transcendental literature. Then you get transcendental intelligence. When you are in the knowledge of transcendental things, then you get transcendental intelligence. Not otherwise. So both the things are important. Mind is still material, by the way, isn't it? As you know. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita, that Bhumirapo nalo vayu khammano buddhirevcha ahankarityam me bhinna prakritirastada. there are 8 things: Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These constitute his separated energy, which is basically material part of the Lord. But besides this, there is spiritual part of the Lord, spiritual energy of the Lord. Apreyam itaste anyam prakritim vidhi me pram ji bhutam mahabhava yedam dharite jagat. Krishna is telling that there is separate energy. One is material energy, another is spiritual energy. So these 8 things are part of his material energy. So mind is still material. Even it is steady mind, but it is still material. So that is not enough to get peace. To get peace, you need to have transcendental intelligence. You need to have transcendental knowledge. Unless you are in transcendental knowledge, you cannot get peace. Because any material thing will never give you peace. Isn't that true? Any material thing will never give you peace. But when a spiritual thing is added to that, then it becomes spiritual. Then everything becomes spiritual. So that is the important point. That is what Krishna is telling. That the sloka that just now we read, Nasti buddhi ayuktasya, na chayuktasya bhavana, na chabvetah shantir, ashantasya kuta sukham. That without transcendental intelligence and steady mind, you cannot achieve peace in your life. Okay, now we got that point. Now Krishna is deliberately telling about the mind thing, how the mind works, how we should have the mind controlled. So he is telling in another sloka of chapter 2, text 70, Apuryamanam achal pratishtham samudram apah pravashanti yadvat tadvat kama yam pravashanti sarve sa shantim apnoti na kam kami. Apuryamanam achal pratishtham. Apuryamanam means always being filled. Achal pratishtham, steady, situated. Samudram, the ocean. Apa, water. Pravishanti, enter. Yadvat. I'll read the translation. A person who is not disturbed by the incensed flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, nor the man who strives to satisfy such desires. Have you seen the rivers merging into the ocean? Does the ocean get disturbed by all the rivers coming into the ocean? No, it doesn't get disturbed. It's still. Similarly, when a human being has unlimited desires coming into his mind, if he is still controlled, if he is still without getting disturbed by those desires, then you will get peace. So Krishna is slowly building how to get peace. First he gave the definition of what is the prerequisite for the peace, transcendental intelligence, steady mind. Now he is telling further down how to have the steady mind. And that steady mind definition he is telling, just like so many rivers goes inside the ocean doesn't get disturbed. It is still. Similarly, if you have thousands of desires coming to your mind, if you can control your mind, you don't get disturbed, then you are in the peace, not otherwise. So mind plays a big part in your real life. It's true. In one hand, you chant 16 rounds and always think, oh, I should have this property, I should have that thing, Krishna should give me this. Where is the peace? You will not get peace. So this is very important that even though Bhagavad Gita, if you see in the top level, devotional service is the ultimate thing, but Krishna also talks about the position of the mind, how the mind is crook. And if you have controlled your mind, you have achieved the Lord. Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samaita sitoshuk dukeshu tata mana pamaniyo. One who has controlled the mind, super soul already reached. So this is very important that Krishna is telling all the inner details. You will not find these things in any other literature. Why? Because Krishna is the source of everything. He is in full knowledge. That is why he can tell all the details inside. How anger comes, what is the result of anger. In another day we can discuss about that thing. How a person falls down in this material world. So Krishna is telling, the mind, you should control your mind. In the same way that thousands of rivers merge into the ocean, still ocean is still. It doesn't get disturbed. Similarly, thousands of material desire will come into your mind. But if you can control your mind and not get disturbed by those desire, then you will get peace. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, good question, very intelligent question. Okay, you are driving in a new country and you don't know the rules. The speed limit is 50 or 40, whatever reason. Or you took wrong turn, or you have parked car in different place. You don't know. What will happen to you? You'll get fined. But before you go to that country, if you read through all the rules and regulation, will you be fined? Because you will not do that kind of thing. Is that true? So knowledge is power. So once you are in the knowledge, then you can apply that knowledge in your real life. So once you read in Bhagavad Gita that thousands of desire will come into your mind, but if you can control your desire, you will get peace. Wouldn't you like to control your desire? Is that correct? Would you like to control your desire or not? Absolutely, yes. You get, so many degrees. How you get degrees? You go to the university, you study there, isn't it? So with the knowledge you get the degree. Isn't that true? You get job as well. Exactly. Once you are in the knowledge, then you will apply that knowledge in your real life. That is the real application of knowledge, not just theoretical knowledge, just knowing that knowledge and keeping the book. That's it, not applying your life. It has got no meaning. So knowledge should be applied in the real life. And that is the engineering. What is the engineering is? Real application of the knowledge is engineering. Otherwise, it's just a science. That's it. But when you apply science in real life, that is the engineering. Exactly. So the knowledge is power. If you are in the knowledge, then you can change your life. Isn't that true? Why you are here? Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who surrenders to Krishna will go back to Krishna and will not take birth again. You don't have to come back again and look for a job, apply for hundreds of jobs, go for the interview. You'll get permanent peace. You don't have to come back here. After 100 years, it will be very difficult for human being to get a job because many things will be automated. We have already seen all the robots are coming. It will be very difficult, I can tell you. So think about seriously that this is the opportunity for you. You have come in this human form of life, which you got after millions of births. Isn't it? There are 8.4 million species. On that, human beings are the top. That is the platform from which you can go back to Godhead. Other platform you can't go back to Godhead. Animal can't go back to Godhead. There may be few exceptions, I'm not talking about here. But natural way you can't. But human form of life is such, you can question who you are, from where you came from. What is the goal of life? Why we are here? How this universe has been created? These Brahma Jigyasa only human can have. Animals can't have this Jigyasa. Isn't that true? So the knowledge is power. By that knowledge, you surrender to Krishna, you will go back to Godhead, you will never come back again and look for the job and suffer from all the three kinds of miseries, isn't it? There are three kinds of miseries are there in the real world. What are those? Adhyatmic, Adi Bhaudik, and Adi Daivik. Adhyatmic means the misery is caused by your own body and with your own mind. Adi Bhautik misery means somebody has caused some problem to you. And Adi Daivik is by natural way, like fire, tsunami, lightning strike, earthquake. Those are natural miseries. By that you get affected. So, if you surrender to Krishna, you will not come to the material world and you will not face any kind of misery. How you get that knowledge? When you read Bhagavad Gita. By the way, there is a book to be given free to one who will answer the questions that I will ask at the end of the class. So please be attentive. There is a Bhagavad Gita book to be given today. So this is the position that once you are in the knowledge, then you can change your life. Just like once you are in the knowledge, you graduated as an engineer, you will get a job, highly paid job. Is that correct? Is knowledge power? Yes, knowledge is power. Similarly, if you are in the knowledge of transcendental knowledge, then the power is so much that Krishna will take you back to Godhead. Not only that, when you are on the earth planet also, Krishna will protect you. What Krishna says about devotee? Bahunam janmanante jnanman mam prapadete vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlava. After many, many births, those who are in real knowledge, they surrender to me. So you should not think yourself an ordinary man. Let me tell you very honestly. You will tell 100 people about Krishna, probably one person will come out and say, yes, I would like to come to the temple and listen about Krishna. So Krishna himself is telling, Bahunam janmanante jnan mam prapadete vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So those who surrender to Krishna, they are sudurlabha. It is very rare. And what Krishna do to those people who surrender to Krishna? Krishna says, Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim asita bhasti ananmanso gyatva bhutadimam. Those Mahatma, they are Mahatma, those who are surrendered to me. He calls them Mahatma. And what he is telling about them? He is telling that Mahatmas are protected by my divine power. Mahatmas are protected by my divine power. So remember that. You should be very careful with any of the Krishna devotee. Don't underestimate them. Because Krishna is protecting them. Don't hurt any Vaishnava. In particular, don't hurt any Vaishnava. This is my experience and is the experience of all, Guru Parampara system. Krishna protects them like a shadow. Not just when you are in the temple, 24 hours a day. Once you surrender to Krishna in true sense, when you serve Krishna in true sense, that is how Krishna protects the devotee. Krishna is telling also in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmanastu mam partha, devim prakritim asita. My devotees are protected by my divine power. Because he is always engaged in worshipping me, in remembering me. That is the power of Krishna. So how you got this knowledge? When you read Bhagavad Gita. Isn't that true? Then you surrender. When you surrender, what happens? Magic happens in your life. It is a magic, it is true. I am not telling you, I am telling the fact. I can tell you hundreds of incidents in my life. Keep on telling you a few days. How Krishna protects the devotee. There are many, many stories I can tell you. Probably, I don't even tell you, you can test yourself. Rasgulla is sweet, banana is sweet, mango is sweet, pineapple is sweet. But can you define the sweetness of each one of them? No. You better test yourself. Exactly. You better test yourself. One cannot define the sweetness. But if you test yourself, you got it. Similarly, Krishna's taste is like that. Doesn't matter how many times I tell you. It doesn't make difference to you. But once you test it, you'll never leave Krishna. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. So Krishna is telling about the mind. We saw that. Further he is describing Krishna about the mind thing. He's telling, Vihaya kamanyah sarvan pumam sharti nispriha nirmamo nirankaraha sa shantim adhigacchati. He's telling about the mind, state of mind. A person who has given up all desire for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. People say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Everything comes out from this Mother Earth, am I right? Including your body has come out from this Mother Earth. Have you ever thought of? This body has come out from this Mother Earth. And people say, this is my land, this is my country, this. What is that? Who has made this universe? Krishna has made the universe. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvas prabho mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava shamanita. I am the source of all spiritual material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who knows this engage in my devotion service. So here people are fighting, oh, this is my country, this is my country. US is fighting, China is fighting, Ukraine is fighting. Everything is Krishna's energy, Krishna's object. We are just enjoying it and trying to say, oh, this is mine. That is what Krishna is saying. When you have given up all desire for sense gratification and when you have given up all sense of proprietorship, that, okay, this is mine, this is not yours, that's proprietorship. Then you'll get real peace. It's very difficult. Is it? Is it difficult? Yes. It's very difficult. But Krishna is telling, if you want real peace, this is what you should do. So those Maharaj that you see, they don't hanker for the money. Whatever comes on the way, that's it. And Krishna is looking after them. So and so, Srila Prabhupada dedicated his life for Krishna. Today, you will not find a person like Srila Prabhupada on the planet, anyone like Prabhupada on the planet. He has been glorified everywhere now. Isn't that true? Srila Prabhupada could talk to Krishna, by the way. Could see Krishna. He could see Krishna in one of the assemblies. One journalist asked him, have you seen Krishna? Then he closed his eyes. He says, sit down, you are coming on my way. He could see Krishna. When he was on the way to America, he got heart attack. And Krishna came, massaged him. That is the position of devotee. Devotee is always protected by the Lord. Devotee is so dear to the Lord that you see in Mahabharata, when Bhishma was throwing all the arrows to Arjuna, Krishna could see that Arjuna will no longer survive. So he came himself, he took the wheel. Then Bhishma Pitama says, see, this is what I wanted to see. How he protect the devotee. And that chakra, that wheel fell, you know where? Ek chakra gram. You know Ek chakra in West Bengal, where Nityananda Prabhu, I think, he was born in Ek chakra. Yeah. So that is the position of devotee. It's very dear to Lord. Lord can do anything for the devotee. He can break his wall. Krishna said, I will not take any weapon. I'll fight, but I'll not take up any weapon. But see, he broke his wall for devotee. So please take it very seriously. Krishna consciousness movement is not like any other. It's very special. And Guru Parampara system is there with this movement. Have you gone to any other temple? Have you seen any Guru Parampara photos in the temple other than the main deity? Have you ever seen that? No, you will not see that. But you will see in ISKCON. Because Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Acharyam mam bijanyam. Acharya are just like me. There is no difference between Acharya and me. So this is a very important thing. The ISKCON philosophy is very different than others. And that is why purity of ISKCON is very different. You can see the presence of Krishna in your life very quickly. You join ISKCON, within 6 months, I can guarantee you, if you do service properly, within 6 months you will see the magic of Krishna in your real life. I'm pretty sure everyone must have tested it. Am I right, Mataji? Have you tested it? Yes, it's a very different test. So how to get real peace? When you don't have proprietorship. Oh, this is mine. When you don't hanker for sense gratification. No, I should have this, I should have that. Why you have to ask? Krishna is seated in your heart. Krishna says, Sarvasham hirdi sannivishto mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedesya sarvera aham eva vedyo vedant krit vedvid evshaham. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. I am the compiler of Vedanta. I am known. When he is sitting in your heart, do you think he doesn't know that? It's silly, even silly to think. Silly to think. Krishna says, Ishwar sarvbhutanam hirdeshu arjuna tishtati brahmyan sarvbhutani yantarudhani mayaya. He's telling, I am sitting in your heart and I am controlling the wandering of all your movements. So nothing happens by chance. Whatever you are thinking, your mind is Krishna's mind. Remember that. Yeah, Krishna says, Indriyanam manasyasmi. Among all the Indriyas, I am your mind. He's telling in Bhagavad Gita. So this is a very important point, that surrender to Krishna in true sense. Now my question is this. Let us take one more sloka. Another sloka Krishna is telling, Shraddha val labte jnanam tat parasham yatendriya jnanam labdva param shantim achirena digachati. The translation says, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge. And having achieved, if he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. So this is a very important point here Krishna is making. He's telling that how can you subdue your mind? How can you control your mind? So he's giving the formula here in this sloka. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge, who subdues his senses, is eligible to achieve such knowledge. And having achieved, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. So you should have transcendental knowledge and also you should subdue your senses. Until unless you subdue your senses, you will not be able to get the knowledge. That is also true. If you are puffed up, then you will not understand Bhagavad Gita. For Bhagavad Gita, to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to be very sober. You have to surrender to the spiritual master or the one who is giving you this knowledge. Otherwise, the knowledge doesn't come. Knowledge comes by the mercy of your spiritual master. Either Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru. By the mercy of that, bhakti comes from bhakta. Have you heard about that? Bhagwan doesn't give you bhakti. Bhaktas give you bhakti. Bhakta means those who are already devotee. When you see them, they are doing devotion service, they are very nice to you, they are very polite, very humble, then you also develop that quality. You try to follow them. That is where the bhakti starts. And once you have started the bhakti for the Lord, then Lord comes forward. But the beginning of bhakti comes from bhaktas. When you see someone else doing service to the Lord, unconditionally, unmotivated way, in a very humble way, very polite way, then you get also bhakti. So this is a very important point to understand. Always be in association with the devotee. The moment you leave the association of devotee, the Maya is very strong, waiting for you to catch. Why should I go for that class? What happened to that? I should have gone to cinema, I should have gone to something else. I should have worked for another 1 hour, I would have got money. All these things pop up in your mind. Those are the tricks of Maya. Maya is very strong. They want to trick you. And people get tricked. But if you are in an association of devotee, then you will not get tricked, because you'll see other people are doing the service, you should also do the service. Other people are coming to the class, you should also come to the class. Other people are doing devotion to the Lord, you should also help in the kitchen. So this is very important point. Association of devotee is the most important point to progress in spiritual life. Otherwise, Maya is waiting outside to trick you. And once you are in the clutches of Maya, you will never come back. So one most important point to remember, association of devotee, and do service to the Lord some other way, as per your capacity, Whatever you can do, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, you have got the time, come and help in the kitchen. Come and do some seva here in the temple, clean some. Or have your altar at home, do service there, offer to the Lord. Don't eat anything without offering to the Lord. That point you should have in your mind. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who gratify their senses, those who eat food without offering me, they eat only sin. So there is no point in doing devotional service in one hand, in other hand, eat any kind of food which is not offered to the Lord. In one hand you are going in positive direction, in the other hand you are going in negative direction. Are you getting anything? No. So it's very important. In the spiritual life, it looks easy, but sometimes it's not easy. You have to control your mind, you have to control your senses. How can I take food? My Lord has not taken food. Do you think about your kid? Yes, you think about your kid like this. That my son, my daughter, baby girl has not eaten anything. And I should first feed them, then I should eat. Exactly. Same thing should be there. Same kind of thought should be there for the Lord. How can I eat without offering to the Lord? There may be some exceptions, I'm not talking about that. But that should be attitude to serve the Lord. Then the love for the Lord comes. Okay. There is a story time, that 8 minutes are there, 7, 8 minutes. There is a story. How many of you have heard about Sakshi Gopal temple? Have you been to Jagannath Puri? Okay. Anyone have heard about Sakshi Gopal temple? So this is the real example, real story, where Krishna becomes a witness. So in Vidyanagar, in India, there were 2 Brahmins, old Brahmins and young Brahmins. And they went in the pilgrimage, to different places of India. They went to Vrindavan. And there in the Vrindavan, the great-grandson of Lord Krishna, Brajnav, had constructed 2 temples. One is Lord Madan Mohan, and another was Lord Gopinath. Yes, Gopinath. No, one is Madan Mohan, another was Gopal temple. So these 2 Brahmins went there, did a lot of seva to the Lord, and young Brahmin was serving the older Brahmin. And the older Brahmin became very happy with the service that young Brahmin offered to him. He said, when we'll go back home, I'll marry my daughter to you. So he said, okay, that's fine, good. They came back to Vidyanagar. And then young Brahmin reminded him, see, you promised me that you will marry your daughter to me. But this old Brahmin was in problem because all the family members, they were in different direction. They were presaging not to marry with this young Brahmin. So he said, I don't remember that I have told you. Old Brahmin is telling to young Brahmin. Then this young Brahmin thought what to do. Who is the witness? Then he remembered, Lord Gopal is the witness. Lord is the witness. So what he did, he went to Vrindavan. He went to Vrindavan, he told his story to Lord Gopal. He said, see, you were the witness. The discussion was in front of you. So you have to come with me. See what happened? Lord started walking from Vrindavan and came to Vidyanagar. And then he gave the witness to the old Brahmin and finally got married. So that deity, that Lord, first was there in the Vidyanagar, then it went to Cuttack, from Cuttack it went to Jagannath Puri, and then from Jagannath Puri, 20 kilometers far from Jagannath Puri, a place called Sakshi Gopal Temple. So he was finally installed there. So the real example, how the Lord reciprocates your love. You think Lord doesn't talk? There are many, many, many stories are there that Pujari has talked to Lord. Many, not just one. Many stories. Anybody has got any question? Anything that you want to ask? Anyone has got any question so far? Okay. So my question is now, the person who will give the answer, the first will get this book. Bhagavad Gita book as it is. What are the prerequisites for peace? Yes, Prabhu. And? Okay. Anyone else? Next one, anyone else? No, my question is very specific. What are two prerequisites, two factors, what are two prerequisites for peace? Anyone? Yes, Prabhu? Anyone else, Mataji? You remember? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, that's true. But my question is very specific. What are the two prerequisites for peace? I think your answer is very close. It was transcendental intelligence and steady mind. But transcendental intelligence comes from transcendental knowledge. So you are the winner. What's your good name, Prabhu? Sumit. Oh, Haribol, Prabhu. Big Haribol to Sumit, Prabhu. Haribol. Now, very quickly, now it is very difficult to control the mind, isn't it? Steady mind is very difficult. So many waves comes in them. So Krishna is telling, finally, in Bhagavad Gita, that Bhoktaram yagyatapsham sarvalok maheswaram suhridaya sarvbhutanam gyatva mam shantim nachati. One who is in full consciousness of me, knowing me, the ultimate beneficiary of all austere sacrifice, demigod of all planets, he is free from all miseries. And he gets the real peace. So Krishna has made the things more simpler. Just by surrendering to Krishna, automatically all other things will get control. Okay? So Prabhuji, please come and have your this thing. We'll stop here. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki jai. Very good. Sorry.
जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे. जय हो राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे.